Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy SonTJ. Hope y'all doing well. Sorry I haven't really been uploading as much these past couple of months. Been dealing with anxiety, struggles, holiday depression because of all bunch of stuff I've been through over the years, and dealing with struggles in my own personal life, relationship life, because of just my lack of indecisiveness and things like that are my fault. So need to work on that, and almost got hit by a car that almost took me out less than like 2 hours from recording this, because trying to make a left turn, one truck saw that as a challenge and decided to speed up, no honk or nothing, and I saw it out of my blind spot to just brake before it hit me. So, you know, I just want to thank God, and yeah, you know, just very lucky to be here, and despite everything, just be always thankful, be thankful to people in your life, stuff like that. And yeah, I just been mostly sticking to like streaming and stuff. If you ever want to check out my stuff, check me out on Twitter, Blue Sky, Twitch, things like that. But I want to try to get more back active on both channels, because I have been recording videos. Just as you can tell, my mental and my body, because brother been struggling with his body as well. Either way, bro, you know I love y'all, man. I recently made a video talking about Dragon Ball Sparking Zero and how finally it's time to criticize it, because a lot of people were kind of blinded by nostalgia and unwillingness to criticize it. Even though I got a platinum in the game and I still hope it does better, I made a video talking about all its problems, right? Now with Dragon Ball Daima. For one, I want to let it be known that I actually like Dragon Ball Daima. The only reason I haven't really been making videos, but one, because overall, you know, I've just been very busy with a lot of stuff, as you can tell. But I've been noticing a lot of discourse with Dragon Ball Daima, and people were saying that it's just not doing well, and a lot of people are just not interested, and some people are not even watching because the dub is not there. Now, I made videos already that are pretty much outdated. I was wondering like, oh, what's the new Majin gonna look like? And Majiku's already been released. People don't even like the design. But just to let people know, we're only 7 episodes in, right? But the thing is though, is that you got your true quote unquote hardcores pretty much saying that, you see, the rest of y'all are idiots. All y'all like is new forms. You see, the only true sequel to Dragon Ball is Dragon Ball Daima. GT and Super are ass. And it is funny because I made a video a long time ago talking about the rise of toxic GT fans. And it seems like toxic Dragon Ball Daima fans already here. So overall, let me know in the comment section down below. Do you like Dragon Ball Daima? Have you enjoyed the first 7 episodes? And do you think it's going to like have that spike later on? But I'm going to be honest with you, right? Even though Dragon Ball Daima is one of the most beautiful animes I've ever seen, with the animation between Goku versus the Tamagami being the peak so far, rivaling a lot of the episodes in the Tournament of Power or the Broly movie, it's really hard for this concept to work with modern Dragon Ball. I think the whole Dragon Ball, the OG, with the adventure type storytelling with a coming to age, it only works when your MC is actually coming to age. The gimmick of turning Goku into a kid and from GT, and deciding to say, okay, look, let's just turn everyone into a kid, but still mostly focusing on Goku, it's not going to work anymore, right? Like of course, the fight scene with Goku versus Tamagami is cool, and Goku turns Super Saiyan 2, and you have Sheeta who comes in. I wish I could really show those recordings of me talking about it, and I've been over to have my critiques of the whole characterization of Goku, because it seems like GT made Goku like too overconfident or kiddish. There was Super, like, even though he acted a little bit more like Z, he had moments he was dumb. In this one, they're really trying to go into the whole like, oh, he don't shower, even though in the anime and manga he showered all the time, or he took baths with, like, even when he was training with Gohan and the Hotbox Time Chamber, he did. Or the whole I'm not that present of a father, when it's like, I can understand it with Goten because you was dead for the majority of it. You haven't been raising him. Like, this is literally right after Buu, so you haven't raised him until the end of Z like you did in Super and Z. But, you know, it's kind of leading into, like, those character traits with Goku, like, being that, when that's not fully true. But they all have, like, different ways of interpreting it, right? And this was trying to do the whole, like, oh, let's go into, like, the kids stuff and have everyone be kids and, like, adventuring the demon realm and stuff. And I do like the whole little Star Wars type feel and, like, the little gags here and there. But it's just really hard to put that lightning in a bottle when all these characters are grown. And your main audience who's been following this stuff are either in their early 20s or all the way up to their 50s and 60s. It's just like, a lot of people are just not going to be that interested. Some people are going to be saying like, oh, all Dragon Ball fans are into new forms, this or that. Like, I don't even think if this anime was focusing on like the characters as adults and it was still only the max power up is still Super Saiyan 3 or something. It just, people ever since Z are more interested into the more serious life or death type storytelling with a little bit of comedy. When you try to bring back the old Dragon Ball was majority comedy, like that shift to King Piccolo and up, people preferred that, right? And right now, just no sense of danger because we already know that these characters are going to be good and they're strong. Even with Super, right? Because people have a lot of shit to say about Super. Super is the most popular out of the adaptation so far because yes, it has formed, but the world building even itself was more interesting. Like you have the multiple universes, God of Destruction. Like there was a sense of danger, even though we know the character's going to be okay because of End of Z, because of just how big and explosive it gave the Z effect. And so far, Daima is given that with the Tamigami fight so far, and people kind of, you know, just not really being interested into the kid stuff, right? And I think both sides need to understand that, okay? The ones who really love original Dragon Ball and think that Dragon Ball should just always be like that, need to understand that it's a reason why Dragon Ball shifted from that and became iconic even more because it still had the original Dragon Ball feel, but it was a lot more serious and you had adults fighting. People prefer that. Like, you gotta understand, Dragon Ball Z and Up is one of the rare animes where characters become adults, have kids, and people are still interested into them when they're adults. Like, there's a lot of animes where they're always doing this whole 16 to 18 age range, and then they move to the next generation. That was not Z. They still stuck to the generation as they're grown. So I just think on a surface level, people are just not really interested in that. However, like I said before, this is the best Dragon Ball's ever looked for the first 7 episodes. Like, it's almost objective to say that, yeah, Dragon Ball Daima looks better than Super, and like there's a lot of lore dumps in here. And again, like with Super too, like they're also kind of redoing, bringing back Majin Buu, like how Super brought back Frieza and Cell in their own different way. Well, Frieza was just literally Frieza. But you gotta admit that Dragon Ball Super for its problems at the beginning had really cool character designs, like with Beerus, Whis, and things like that. Well, with Majin for so far, outside of like some really cool fan art I've seen, it's not really hitting like that for a lot. But even with GT, like GT, I've never really been the biggest fan with like how dry out the colors are, like the freaking baby General Rildo, things like that. But even then, that shit came in later. Like the beginning part, the Black Star Dragon Ball arc was very boring. Just to clarify with the GT being bored at the beginning thing, even when the American release of Dragon Ball GT, they literally skipped majority of the beginning of GT because they knew that a lot of fans would be uninterested with the Papa brothers and them hunting for the Black Star. They literally had Goku versus Oob, Goku gets turned to a kid, then they marathon all the way to the beginning of Baby. Like, that's what they did in America. So kind of let you know how a beginning of a show's pacing can kill the hype for it. So anyway, back to the original recording. And they try to recapture that same feeling. I think Daima is doing a way better job for that whole adventure type feeling. And the fights feel like Z fights compared to early GT. Use on the later GT stuff. But I think all the fans need to understand that it's not always going to feel like it was back in the day with Dragon Ball Z, right? If you prefer GT still, that's okay. If you prefer Super, I think it's okay. But just don't be yelling that you want the sequel for it so bad. Hell, even though I'd be like envious, like, man, I wish Super looked like this in the beginning, because like people, that's all they got to say is like how it looks. You still gotta accept that Daima is still a thing for right now, and yeah, Daima is still canon to Super as well. And for the Daima fans, for the love of God, stop trying to say that this is the only true sequel to Dragon Ball. Like, bro, you're making this more hated than it already is. So yeah, I don't think Dragon Ball Daima deserves the hate. I think people need to be a lot more patient. And honestly, like, bro, like, I'm enjoying it. I haven't been able to make a video of it because literally almost got hit by a car, struggling with different relationships, things like that. So I haven't really been in my own head with it, but just let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think about Dragon Ball Daima? Do you agree with the characterization of Goku and how they just amp up the weird shit with him? Like, oh yeah, he don't take no baths. He eat everything. Like, you know, the same old meme shit. There's one elephant in the room that I forgot to address in the original recordings because literally, you know, as you can tell at the beginning of the video, nigga has a lot going on his mind. But the biggest thing that's a problem with Dragon Ball Daima is that Shueisha, don't strike me, brother. Shueisha, Toei, they just haven't really been marketing Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is the most profitable thing they have. Even though they've been pushing One Piece like crazy, Dragon Ball is still #1 to this day. And they just think, oh, well, we don't really have to market Dragon Ball. We're going to rely on YouTubers. And unfortunately, the passing of Akira Toriyama to sell Dragon Ball Daima. And, bro, people are not even excited with Dragon Ball Legends doing like the whole Goku and Tamagami fight right after. Like, because you're just not really marketing this show at all. Is it hard to market? Like, bro, it looks amazing, right? Of course, people are like, oh, they're kids again. It's just GT all over again. But yeah, like, Toei has not really been marketing stuff at all. The biggest marketing has been that this might be Akira Toriyama's final work on Dragon Ball. And it just sucks that that's legitimately how they've been marketing this entire time. It's crazy to me. But it just sucks, too, because, like, with Dragon Ball Sparking Zero not really hitting the way it was supposed to hit in terms of it just is not a finished game. And then you had Dragon Ball Daima, unfortunately, just not getting as much views as it should because the dub didn't come out as a simulcast. Because Dan to Dan has been hitting because they released it right with the English sub, and a lot of people prefer dub still. Again, like, you can say, oh, only true anime fans, like, look, nigga, like, stop this shit, bro. Stop this gatekeeper shit. People, as long as you're supporting it, that's all that matters. And I want people to support this shit. And I think Dragon Ball Daima so far has been amazing. Is it my preference? Would I rather Super come back with the Moro and Granola arc? You goddamn right. But I still like Daima. Like, Akira Toriyama has been very involved, and it has some comedy in there that I really enjoy. Some other comedy is like, not really hitting for me. And some people, oh, you're just like a meathead. Like, I love Dragon Ball. I'm going to get this shit on Blu-ray and all this other shit because that's what I do. I collect Dragon Ball. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below. I might have spliced in a few of my old reviews here and there, but also with the Majin Buu stuff, I think it's fine. It's a Cyberman Buu fusion or some shit. Like, I don't know, bro. It's like, you know, Akira Toriyama loves to subvert expectations. It's cool, you know what I mean? We'll see where it goes. Like, I'm really excited to see, like, if Goku turns Super Saiyan 3 and fights like Tamagami 1, like, we still can get a Pitar fusion here and there, but is it going to hit like a anime where you have adult Goku like at his peak and all the other characters after a peak, like fighting like in Z? No, it's not. All right, GT had that problem. That's relied on Super Saiyan 4. Daima is trying to do stuff with Kid Goku, but like, I would say this, just finale of this, let Kid Goku go. Okay, it's a lightning in a bottle. Goku's one of those type of characters that he's an adult with a childlike spirit. Let other characters be that beacon of adventure as a kid. Goku could be that beacon of adventure as a grown-ass man. People need to understand that and let that go. Like, no other characters have to deal with this shit in other anime where they're grown as fuck, but if they want to bring back nostalgia all the damn time, they just keep making them a kid. Even Naruto, they will go back in time or something. They won't make Naruto a child, all right? You want to run into this problem, I tell you. Anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. SonTJ, peace. Love you all.